for me. Gonna wish we never met on the day I leave. I brought you down to your knees, 'cause I say the misery.
These are the requirements that you need to have in order to date me, a single mom of 3 kids. Number 1 is that you need to be making at least $130K a year. And you need to have at least 2 side hustles. If you cannot make $130K or more, then you are out of my fucking league. How do you expect to give me money for my kids if you only make $50K a year? Second is I don't date men that are younger than me because for obvious reasons. So if you are 26 and over, then you qualify. 26 to 35 is the age limit. Okay, I feel like 35 is pushing it because they look old as fuck already. Oh, I'm 26. I'm a baby. So yeah, you have to have at least 3 cars under your name. Your second car has to have 8 seats because I have 3 kids. So I want them to be comfortable whenever we go with you on a trip or something. You want me to come with you? I'm going to bring my kids, and you need to have enough space for my kids. So that's why I require you to have an SUV and a vehicle of your own if you're going to be dating me. Another requirement is that you have to have a property under your name, and you have to be looking into getting your second property. You have to get a home that has 6 rooms because each of my kids have to be in their own room. So you have to be considerate. Purchase a house that has 6 rooms because that's only common sense. And if you cannot meet those requirements, then you're not the fucking one. The last requirement is that it has to be pink. If it's not pink, no. Pink and brown go together. Pink and brown. Like, what? Duvalin, you know?
Oh, hell no!
I hope this is a parody, because only a beta provider or a total simp would get involved in a situation like that. Also, having 3 kids at 26, didn't you have a TV at home to keep yourself entertained? Even if it's meant as a joke, many single mothers like this think they have the power to choose and to tell a man what he needs to have to date them. What they forget is that if their first husband, who met them at their prime, didn't stick around, why would a man who finds them on sale do it? That really gives you something to think about.
People that are single are seen as not being whole and all that, but also are living in a culture now where kind of boss bitch mentality is so praised. And this whole idea where it's like, well, I've got my routine, I've got my friends, I get my steps, I go to Pilates, I do this. Like, I don't need a man. I've like got all these other things that fill that void. If you look at the stats now, like more single women are going through like better education, more women are succeeding in the business, like women are like on the up. And along with that, that's like cutting down the availability of men because men are kind of going the other way where they're more suicidal, they're more addicted to porn, vaping, alcohol, drugs. It's quite scary to me where like this disconnect with men and women keeps growing bigger and bigger. And I don't think that's a bad thing that women should like try and be more successful in the workplace and go after. But also like, I don't think you realize how much like you do need men and men need women, and like being okay with that and kind of sitting in that a bit more and be like, I'm going to get to a certain age where I'll probably look back and be like, fuck, I kind of wish I had a family. Fuck, I've kind of missed a massive opportunity to be more.
Brothers, being a man is something wonderful. I grew up with strong men by my side, very close, and one of the habits my father instilled in me was reading, a highly underrated habit. I read a book called As a Man Thinketh and another one, The Compound Effect. Masculine strength isn't just about muscles or hard work. It's about a disciplined mind and commitment to yourself. Reading and constant self-improvement are tools that few truly value, but they're the foundation of any lasting success. For any man who wants to change his life, there are no excuses. Age is just a number. What really matters is the firm decision to invest in yourself day after day. True power comes when you stop depending on external circumstances and take control of your personal growth.
So I see women on this app like crashing out because of how horrible like their ex-husbands are, their baby dads are, just like ruining their life and just, making their life so difficult. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so horrible what those women are going through. And now I'm one of them. I filed for divorce 2 months ago. I've been trying to look for an apartment, and the places that I'm looking at, I need to make 3 times the rent to be able to rent them. And unfortunately, with my job, I'm a CNA. I don't make 3 times the rent. So I need a child support order to be able to add to my income so I can meet the requirement. And I've been trying to get into some sort of settlement with my soon-to-be ex-husband on that. And basically, he is blackmailing me, I guess. He wants me to sign away all rights I have to his military retirement. He is in the Army. He has been in for 18 years. He'll be retiring in 2 years. And I've been married to him the entire time. So the retirement's a marital asset. So I am entitled to part of it. We've been going back and forth and fighting about it, and I just can't take it anymore. I just want to leave. I just want to move out, and I just want to start my life over. So I offer to sign away my right to the military retirement in return for spousal support and the entirety of the savings account that we have. I send the proposal to my lawyer and tell her this is what I'm proposing to do. And she comes back and says, well, this is a bad idea. And then she says, well, you could get a temporary order from the court for the child support, but that's going to cost you $4,000 in legal fees, and it may not be binding because it's only temporary, so you may not even be able to use that to really add to your income. And she goes into this long thing, which I appreciate. I appreciate her telling me the legal stuff, because she's basically telling me you are an idiot to sign this away. And she does all the numbers, and the numbers don't make any sense.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
And why is your husband the bad guy here? You're getting divorced. What did you expect? A walk in the park? That he'd keep supporting you even though you're no longer his wife? That you could take all his money and assets without any pushback? When you get divorced, there are no victims, just people with interests or positions. Your interest is walking away with the biggest bag to fund your new life. His interest is not ending up broke. So don't get mad if the other side plays their cards right. Don't come around asking for pity if what you really want is money. But let's move on.
Basically, I'm giving away more to get less. She's basically trying to persuade me to kind of wait this out till the final order happens because it will go in my favor if I can just wait it out. But I can't wait it out because I have to stay in the house with this person. Yesterday, he called me the nanny. He said that I'm going to pay you child support and you're just going to be the nanny for my kids. When I told him, like, I need to try and stay in the district so our kids can keep going to their school, and the neighborhood that we're in is a little bit more expensive, so I need the child support order. And he said, it's not my problem. It's not my problem that you can't afford a place for them to live. In fact, I hope that's how it plays out, because I want the kids to see that you can't support them. I want the kids to see that you can't afford for them to live in a nice place. And I want them to know that they're going to have to go through a hardship because of what you did. Peer pressure campaign that he's been putting me under for the last 2 months since I filed is really him trying to get me to drop the whole thing. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe he just wants me to drop the whole thing. If I went to him and I said, okay, I'm just going to drop the divorce, got rid of my lawyer, and then didn't do anything, I think he'd drop his lawyer and we would just go about life like before. I honestly believe that. I just think he doesn't want to not be married anymore to me. Not because he loves me or anything like that, but just because this is a big inconvenience to him. It's a big inconvenience, and he has to do all of these things he doesn't want to do, and all he wants to really do is just go to work, come home, play video games, watch some corn, and nap. And I'm disrupting all of his plans with my annoying, irritating divorce. This is very long, but I'm hoping that a woman's going to see what I'm going through, and say to yourself, I don't want to go through that. And it could easily be me, because it could easily be you. I am not special. I'm not special or unique. I'm just a woman. I'm just a woman with 2 kids. What can happen to you too?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
This is pure, blatant victimhood. You're getting divorced, you want to take the kids, half his money, spousal support, compensation for the house, basically, half of everything. You even aim to get a cut of his retirement, and you expect him to be okay with that. What you build with your hands, you're destroying with your feet. You live in a nice place, with comfort, and now you want to leave while keeping that same lifestyle using your ex-husband's resources. He's absolutely right to protect himself with a lawyer. After all, you have one too, and your goal is to make things as difficult for him as possible. You don't even realize how your own lawyer is advising you to wait so you can leave with everything. There are no good guys or bad guys here. Marriage is a business. So don't take it personal, baby. It's just business.
Women.
Hearing some men on this app talk about they would never date a single mom with children, as if they are some magical golden prize. Pointing out that single moms just come with baggage. Meanwhile, Jerry, you're in 3 situationships. Like, let's talk about your little carry-on baggage there, shall we? And I'm going to speak from experience here. Yes, there are some women out there who are toxic who have not done their healing. I'm not going to deny that. But that's a human issue, not a single mom issue. And last I checked, healing is individual. And by you lumping all single moms into a category just shows your lack of emotional maturity. So trust me when I say you don't have to worry about this single mom looking twice at you. Because looking at your profile, I'm almost certain that I would run circles around you any day of the week. Have a great day.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
This woman was clearly rejected by Jerry. She's trying to compare herself to him, as if they were in the same position, while Jerry keeps his options open without committing to anyone, especially steering clear of anything serious with a single mom. She wants to brag about having more suitors. But here's the real issue, the quality of those suitors. Jerry might go out with fewer women, but out of 10 he sees, at least 5 would want him as a serious partner or husband, including her. Meanwhile, a single mom might date 20 men and, if she's lucky, 2 might want something serious. Maybe 1, if she lands a beta provider. Because even if a Toyota sells more units, it can't compete with a Ferrari.
Dating Diaries update. We're about to go out with Cheeky Mick on a second date. I'm excited to see him. Our first date was just okay, I would say. I would give it a 6 out of 10, but I could tell there was a lot of potential for better and more. So I could be wrong. We'll see, but I'm on the way now and I have no idea what you guys planned.
I went to a singles dating event and here's part 2 of how it went. So if you missed it, I checked out a Thursday dating event last week, but I didn't get a chance to give you all the tea. So I ended up talking to a few cute guys. Some were in group conversations and some I got some one-on-one time with. And because it was in person, it was easy to see if there was chemistry or not. Otherwise, I heard there was this one couple, they were talking really closely the whole night. They left the venue to go continue the date by themselves. I just really love the concept because I hate approaching strangers in public. What if they're already in a relationship or it's just really, really awkward? So a room full of single people ready to meet, kind of perfect. I'm so keen to go to the next one. All of the updates.
Lately, dating events have gotten so desperate that they're even paying men to attend. It used to be standard practice to charge men a high fee while letting women in for free, but as you can see, way more women still show up than men. When you have entire rooms full of women in their 30s waiting to find a provider, you know the situation is critical. But the question is simple. What are these women offering in return for what they're asking? Because if a man with resources and real options wanted to find a partner, he probably wouldn't go to one of these events. The reality is harsh, but clear. The market always adjusts expectations. And in this case, the expectations of many women are collapsing under the weight of time.
I'm off to try my 6th dating event in London. Tonight, I'm going to one called BODA, Board of Dating Apps. And I'm actually really excited for this one for a few reasons. Number 1, I really like the founding story. Number 2, it was founded by a woman. And number 3, it gets really good reviews. They seem to have events all over the country. Feeling optimistic. But I am running late, so we gotta hurry. Actually, I do already have one complaint. A lot of these dating events start at 7 p.m., which is not practical for dinner. A girl has got to eat. I'm going in over there, snotty nose and all. Let's go find some love, shall we? Oh my God, you won't believe it. I just walked in, and the first person I see when I walk in the door is the person I just went on a date with on Sunday. No problem, but I wasn't expecting it. Mid-evening update, guys. I'm really impressed. Mid-evening update, guys. I'm really impressed. Great venue, good people in terms of like good conversation and good looking and normal. And so far, I'm going to give it an 8.2 out of 10. I would say it's the best dating event I've been to so far. And I swear, it's not sponsored. I bought my own ticket, £25, and I have no relationship with the company. So far so good.
Stop it. Get some help.
Did you notice that it was practically all women there? Men have literally abandoned clubs and dating events. All you see are women dancing with other women. Not a single man approached her. The reason these events are full of women and empty of men is simple. The average man is tired of spending time and money in places where the expectations are sky high and the chances of success are extremely low. Another reason these dating events don't work is that she herself has attended several, either as a guest or paying, and hasn't had any real results. This just confirms that dating events are a waste of money. And clearly, men are no longer willing to fund them.
Can we normalize flirting with guys at the bars to get free drinks, even if you're in a relationship?
Ever wonder how cheating starts? Well, that's how cheating starts.
Like, I don't want to date you. I don't want to hook up. I just want a free little drink.
So many strong and independent women out there, but yet can't seem to support themselves or buy their own drinks. So they have to pretend to like a guy in order to get him to spend money on her so that she can feel better about herself and say that she's saving money, when in reality, just acting a bit like a leech.
Like, why do I have to be excluded from this luxury just because I'm in a relationship?
Luxury. Okay. It's almost like that being in a relationship would mean that a person is committed to the other one and isn't going to be flirting or engaging in any kind of activities with another person. But that might be one of those words that have changed definitions of late. But honestly, I can't keep track of them all. But it's no small wonder why there are a lot of men these days that, one, won't buy women drinks simply because of this type of behavior, but that a lot of guys are actually choosing to remain single and, more importantly, just not approach women at all.
Oh, hell no!
And then they wonder why men don't go to bars anymore. Statements like the one from this girl show that many of these so-called independent women only go out at night to get free drinks. A lot of them laugh at the simps who buy them drinks all night while they get drunk with their friends and have a good time, just waiting for the next Chad to show up and take them home. Yeah, because while the simp is spending his money on them, they're texting the Chad they actually like. And when you finally decide to make your move, they reject you. Then you end up watching them leave with another guy who's about to blow their cheeks out. Luckily, men are starting to learn not to fall for this anymore.
If they wanted to, they would. Except that's not necessarily true, is it? Because there are a lot of reasons why people don't. You know, fear of rejection, vulnerability, insecurity. And these are all issues I feel like that could be worked through with simple communication. People are so afraid of being vulnerable these days because somebody from the past has burnt them. And instead of working through these issues that they developed from being burnt, they stumble through life projecting on these issues onto other people and creating these dysfunctional relationships with other people. And I genuinely believe that's why I have such a hard time accepting no response as a response at times, is because there's a reason and I want to get to the bottom of it and I want to work through it because I've been there. But people are just too afraid of simple communication, which ultimately leads to this fear of commitment, is what it all boils down to. It's a hard time to date in 2025.
Hey, bro. What? Oh, my God!
I'll say two things. First, this woman is quite beautiful. Second, The idea that men should open up emotionally in any situation is a dangerous trap. No matter how much today's society tries to convince you otherwise, male vulnerability is rarely rewarded. It's not about never sharing your emotions, but about understanding when, how, and with whom to do it. In reality, many men who have followed that advice to be vulnerable in front of their partners have watched the respect those women had for them disappear. Because despite what society says, most women aren't looking for emotional weakness. They're looking for leadership, stability, and strength in a man. And besides, if we're just dating, why should I tell you everything that's affecting me? Are you going to solve it? Because if not, then it would just be a waste of time.
Women.
So, still being the single woman that I am, I'm still on these dating apps. Well, I'm only on Hinge. And today I was actually supposed to go on a date. But the past couple of weeks since we've been talking, his communication was really off. It would take him about 2 to 3 business days, 4 business days, 5 business days to reply back to me. He asked me all the right questions. I feel like when you are trying to get to know somebody and you're intentionally dating, it's very important to have really great communication skills. And so I had like a really weird feeling and I was just kind of like just going with my intuition. I decided just end the date. I said, hey, so-and-so, I just want to say that I feel like your communication isn't very intentional in terms of trying to get to know somebody. I hope that one day you find somebody that aligns with you. Thank you so much for setting up the date. And like I said, it took him 2 to 3 business days before. And when I sent that message, it took him about 3 minutes to reply. So then I matched him. So here I am, still the single girl, trying to figure it out. And I'm okay with that.
One of two things happened here. Either you're just one more option among the many this guy has, or it's a classic emotional game. He keeps you interested with minimal effort. He caught your attention and now he's using the famous sweet one day, cold the next method. In other words, the emotional roller coaster. This isn't necessarily wrong. It can be effective, but when it takes him 3 or 4 days to reply, it's no longer strategy. It's just lack of interest. However, we don't know exactly what kind of Chad this guy is. If he's one with multiple options, it's likely he just doesn't have time for her. Remember, women on dating apps only match with about 20% of men, and it's that 20% who get 80% of the attention from women. That means she's probably just one more option on his list. It's not necessarily malice. It's just how today's dating market works.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
You know, going through a breakup of a long-term relationship is already hard as is. Changing your living situation, your job, financial stability. I literally never in my life thought I would be in a situation like this, and I totally 100% trust God's plans. I feel like there's a reason why I'm going through what I'm going through and why it is so fucking challenging right now, where it feels like I won't find what I'm looking for or what I want for myself, but like I know right now is just a hard time and I just need to go through it to become stronger emotionally, mentally. But wow.
What happens with many women is that they were never prepared to be left. They grew up believing they were the only ones who could make that decision. The tears aren't just sadness. They're frustration from no longer being in control. Because while she had the man, maybe she didn't value him the way she should have. But when she loses him, What hurts the most is no longer having the security he represented. When women get left, the first thing they do is blame the man, labeling him as someone who used them or as the villain. They never stop to think that maybe they weren't as amazing as they believed, and that, just like her, the man also has the right to leave her for someone better. Because a man also has the right to walk away from someone who isn't right for him.
Women. When men cheat, do you think it's due to opportunity or a lack of love?
I think it's more of an opportunity, especially if he has money, status, cars, everything. Like, he's going to fuck any bitch he can because he didn't work that hard to, like, not fuck no bitches. You know what I'm saying?
So these men could be in loving relationships where they're getting satisfied from their woman, but they're still looking for it elsewhere?
Look how many married men cheat. I don't know if this is going to be true or not, but supposedly 2026, Trump wants to pass a law. If you step out your marriage, it's illegal and you will actually go to jail for those type of things. So if that does go into order, you will see a lot of married men in jail because a lot of married men, 30, 20, 50 years, they've cheated on their wives. They're just not going to tell her. They've stepped out in their relationship, but kept their home happy. So you can't convince me that you've been with a person for 50 years unless that's the person you lost your virginity to.
Do you think that if they're taking care of everything at home, that makes up for the cheating?
Yeah. There was a movie where young relationship, the guy had to learn his woman all over again because she didn't remember him. At the end of the story, her memory starts getting jogged, right? When she gets to her family's house, she found out that the father cheated and she asked her mom, how did you deal with dad cheating for over 50 years? She was just like, I never said anything to his mistakes because he always made sure me and you was right. So if there's children involved, if it's family involved, I believe there is certain older women that would just look the other way if they're happy and not know about things, or even if they kind of know, they're happy in the situation they pick to be in.
I don't defend infidelity under any circumstances, but I have to be objective. The higher a man's status, the greater the temptations will be. Women are hypergamous by nature, which means they will always look for the best option available. Based on that, a woman whose husband provides for her and treats her well in every way is not going to leave him over a single act of infidelity, unless it becomes repetitive. She'll only walk away if he has a stable mistress. But if it was just a slip-up with no emotional investment, she almost never leaves. I'm just being objective. You can see this in interviews like this one, where women are asked if they'd rather be with a cheater or a stingy man, and they all choose the cheater. Also, men see infidelity differently than women do. A man can cheat without feeling anything. A woman, on the other hand, almost always needs to be emotionally involved before she does it. That's why they say the bull's horn hurts, but the cow's horn burns.
Guys, I know it sounds like, oh, I'm coming for women and saying blah, blah. I'm really not. I'm trying to explain something to you girls. The type of men that forgive cheating are not the men you want. They lack masculinity. They have no protective instincts. They then start to hate themselves because they're like, oh my God, cheat on me. And they become all abusive and hostile. Or they might not get abusive and hostile and just act like nothing happened. Even that's a bit pathetic. So they're not the men you want. Trust me. So when you are a cheating woman, you are left with a pool of men that you'll never respect. Hi. 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 What are you doing here? This is my house. Who are you? Gio? What the fuck? Do you give a fuck? This is my house. This is my house. Who is she? Who is she? I'm his wife. Who are you? Out of here. I'm his fucking girlfriend. I've been here for 6 months. What are you talking about? Don't call me a bitch in my fucking house. Who is she, Gio? Gio, tell this bitch to fuck out. You can take your shit. Don't call me a bitch in my fucking house. Who do you think you are? This is my house. This is my husband. Who are you? I'm his wife. Who are you? Out of here. I'm his fucking girlfriend. I've been here for 6 months. What are you talking about? 6 months? Don't call me a bitch in my fucking house. Who is she, Gio? Gio, tell this bitch to fuck out. You can take your shit. Don't call me a bitch in my fucking house. Who do you think you are? This is my house. This is my husband. Who are you? Husband? You have a wife? Ex-wife.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
The first woman is right. I'm clear about this. I don't forgive infidelity. Cheating is like a disease that causes constant pain, with no cure, and all it leaves you with is the burden of suffering through it. Mental health is way too important, and living with that weight brings brutal stress, and we all know stress kills. When a woman cheats on you, it's because she's already disconnected from you. Emotionally, she's already with another man. That's why I would never stay with someone who hurt me. Staying with that person is like hurting yourself. I'd rather do what the second video shows. Replace her with someone new, someone better. Maybe it'll be a worse story or maybe a better one. But one thing's for sure, it won't be the same story because you won't be the same man.
Hi, good morning. Just wanted to touch base. Today is day 10 of living without my husband. This is really the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I know everybody keeps saying that I'm going to be better off. Everything's going to be great. But this is the man that I have loved and felt safe with for 10 years of my life. And I don't want this. I don't want to not be with my husband. I wish that he had gone to the doctor. I wish that he had sat me down and had a conversation with me instead of blowing up our marriage. But that's a whole nother issue in itself. He needs to go to the doctor. He needs to find out what's wrong. Because this is a pattern with him. God. Anyway, yeah, no, not messing up my makeup today. Fuck that. Anyway, I love you guys. Bye.
I didn't understand the beginning, and I didn't get the end either. The one thing I did understand is that she got left. But what do you guys make of it?
How do I process my wife's affair and rebuild trust in our marriage?
What happened, man? Tell me about it.
So, I guess a little bit of a concise backstory will help. So after we were married about 10 years, my wife told me that she was bisexual. And we both come from an extremely conservative religious background. And that was a bit of a twist.
What led her to that the declaration of a new identity? Did she have an experience or two, or did she like find women attractive? Like where did that come from?
And she's always been attracted to women and men since puberty, and because of stigmas and taboos, she was just afraid to ever say it to anyone.
I know more than one guy probably thought they should all get together and sort it out. So if that crossed your mind, we've got you figured out. But seriously, this man's position in the relationship is no different than if she had cheated on him with another man. His woman was unfaithful, and the pain is the same. It's not about her exploring something new. She simply betrayed him. She didn't even have the respect to be honest about it. Jokes aside, this man should move on. She chose that path, and it's highly unlikely he'll be able to change her, especially if she's been suppressing that side of herself since she was young. So he really only has two options: stay as a placeholder to make her life look socially acceptable, or leave her for good and find his own peace.
I don't care what nobody say. If you got a man, don't ask me for no money. And I stand on it. One thing that I really cannot stand about a lot of these chicks my age is how they be trying to have higher expectations for their friends than the dudes they lay down with. Like, if you gotta call your cousin, your mama, your daddy, your friends, and all these other people every time you need something, then what is your point of prioritizing being laid up with some dude? You know what I'm saying? If he can't do nothing for you, then why are you so pressed and worried about him? Why are you laying up with somebody that's not helping you or benefiting you at all? And I ain't even trying to say this to be funny, but if you ain't got yourself together, then you should be going somewhere trying to get you some money. Not being laid up with some dude and you broke and he broke and neither one of y'all got nothing going on. Like, I swear, people priorities don't be intact. Like, don't ask me for nothing if you got some dude that you stay laid up with. Like, why don't you stop laying up and go get you some money or go get you a dude that got some money? That really be blowing me. Like,
stop it. Get some help.
There's a saying that goes, love brings us together, but hunger tears us apart. Two people in a bad situation aren't going anywhere. It's that simple. But many women still prefer the chads, even if they don't offer any real benefit. These men don't care about supporting them or providing stability. And yet, women are willing to be the providers, to put up with criticism, and even to forgive cheating just to have that man. Because for many, having him is more important than what he actually brings to the table.
Today, I just realized actually going on a date with a guy who is not financially supports you is more expensive for female than a guy. You know why? Okay. It's going to take away 2-3 hours of getting rest because the next day you have to go to work or like few days or whatever. So it's going to take away, it's going to be free labor, going eat with someone. So it's going to be 2-3 hours. Even minimum wage in California is $18.20, correct? So that's that. Then you have to do your hairs. I'm just talking about the normal basic hairs, correct? You have to do your hair. So either you dye your hair straight, whatever you're doing, it costs you money, correct? So that's that. Then forget about if you're going to go to beauty salon. It's going to cost you $100 to $400. So that's on the side. So then you do your nails. So taking care of your nails is the hardest thing ever, especially if you want to have a natural nails. So there we go. And if you want to get a fake nails, I don't know what they call it, that's going to be like $200-300. Then there we go. Pedicure. Same. Then you have to take care of your skin, correct? Of your body, correct? Because you're just dating. It's not like husband and wife. So these 2-3 hours of date is going to be financially damaged to you versus him. Because he just paid for a dinner, But he doesn't know what did you go through to be even there. So yeah, it's a financially damaged. So please do not settle for less because, as I said, is more expensive for female than a male. Especially if he's not paying for your bills and life.
Yeah, right. The other days don't count, do they? Because the next day you'll still be enjoying all that maintenance you got done. Besides, everything you do will also keep being used to look good at your job. Let's be honest. You didn't go to the salon or get your nails done specifically for that man. You went because it was your turn. You wanted to get ready for the whole week. Beyond the makeup or clothes you wear on that specific date, everything else you paid for will still be useful for days. Meanwhile, the man invests the same amount as you do in getting ready and also pays for dinner without any guarantee or benefit after that day. So tell me, who's really losing more in that situation?
Women. What's your age? 33. And are you single? Nah, Mir. How long have you been married? Since 2017. So being married 8 years, how do you keep a relationship together that long? Pay 100% of everything. So it's a man's job to be a provider. 100%. You ain't a man if you're not a provider. What gave you that mentality? And I've been had it since I was young. I mean, shoot, if you look at the granddaddies and everything, they was taking care of the bills. And guess what? They was with grandma for the longest. These dudes be in relationships in and out because they not paying 100% of everything. That's the reason why they in washing machine ass relationships. But does your wife work? No. Why would I want to do that? Think about it. If your woman worked, that means she pretty much listening to two men. He telling her what to dress, what time to show up, what time to go home. Nah, we ain't doing none of that. She got one man and one man only, so she ain't finna work. Well, God forbid something happened to you and you lost everything. How would you expect her to be able to, take care of things? You're always supposed to look for a capable woman. If she's capable of handling things, that's the woman you want to take care of because she was handling business with or without you regardless.
It's funny because it's true.
This is the provider man everyone talks about, the one who really takes care of his wife. But there are two key things here. First, he takes care of his wife. That woman is his. There's a real commitment, and that's why he assumes his role as a man and leader. Second, his wife is a woman he feels deserves him. She takes care of him, respects him, and he feels proud to have her. When a man feels good about a woman, he will step up. This is what many don't understand. If there's no commitment, there's no reason to give you anything. And for those married women who later complain that their husband no longer gives the same, Have you ever wondered if you were really as good wives as you thought?
Really, stay away from men who can do nothing for you, because if he's not solving your problems, he's adding to them. I have always believed that men should add to our lives, not complicate it. So if you have a man and you're still struggling with bills, you're still doing it all on your own, you're still doing the heavy lifting, you're taking care of the home and taking care of him, then you don't have a man.
If a man doesn't invest into you, if a man doesn't pay for dinner dates or your bills or your rent or your nails or your hair, and he doesn't even spend a single dime on you, this man does not love you. This man is saving money for his dream girl to come along while he's piggybacking off you, your resources, your time, your existence, and your money. I'm going to tell you why I know that he doesn't love you if he doesn't spend money on you while I'm unboxing my new lipstick. If a man truly is in love with you, he will want to invest into you. He wants to provide and protect you. He wants to nurture you and your feminine energy. How does he do it? By spending money on you, by looking after you emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually. He wants to make you a better person. That's the sole purpose of what men are here to do on this planet, to protect and nurture women. Because what do? We carry the portal to life. We become mothers. We look after the children. While we're looking after the children, the man needs to protect us. Now, we don't live in Stone Age times anymore. So our priorities and the resources a man needs to provide have changed. We're not necessarily looking for the fittest guy anymore that can box away a saber-toothed tiger, but we're looking for a man that is financially secure and financially ambitious to offer us the most important resource on this planet, which is money. Just as much as we have the maternal instinct to love unconditionally, to nurture our family and our children, a man has the instinct, the masculine instinct, to provide for a woman. If he doesn't have this instinct with you, he simply doesn't love you. This is my new lip gloss. I got my name engraved. Every single person asked me about the color because it went viral on TikTok. And this is number 11 in satin.
Fuck up, you crazy bitch whore!
And those are the kinds of women no man wants in his life. The kind of women for whom that provider they preach about never shows up. Just think about what that man said about his wife and compare it to these two women. Do they seem like that kind of woman to you? Because this blonde talks about family and kids, about what a woman offers, but she has neither family nor a man. If what she sells to you doesn't work, why would it work for me? That's why they say those who sell don't consume.
Okay, I have said this before and I'll say it again. I do not want my children, my two daughters, to take the last name of a man who is not a provider. If they marry him and he cannot independently provide for them, maintain the same level of lifestyle that they've become accustomed to, then they shouldn't take his last name. Because at the end of the day, that means me and my husband are going to be supplementing their lifestyle, and they should keep our last name, which is Stinson. And people get so, like, their panties in a bunch about this, and it's not that deep. My daughters are going to be full-grown adults. They can do what they want to do. However, we're talking about what I want and what I will support and what I will encourage. I only think my daughter should be taking the last names of a provider. Now, if my children go on to do something and become like a doctor or an attorney or build a career and a life for themselves prior to getting married, I also will not support or encourage them to change their last name. I really just don't think it's that crazy. I know my kids can do whatever they want, but I'll be damned if they marry someone who cannot provide for them and they take their last name. Like, what are we doing? No, that's a bum.
And how did that work out for you, being a single mother? Single women support other single women, and she probably got that advice and now passes it on to the next generation. Misery loves company. Instead of telling her daughters to find a good husband, what she tells them is that if they marry a poor man, it's better not to change their last name. They would only do it if the man has money. Can you imagine how degrading that is for a man? This is exactly what feminists have pushed, that women don't lose their last name, because they want to change everything, even make the man small and replaceable. But, just like what probably happened to her, the same will happen to her daughters, who will end up alone with a cat. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Do you think social and economic pressure causes many single women to end up in non-committed relationships, or even alone, because a man is a provider with one woman but not with another? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.